Hello everyone and welcome to this week's game development log video diary, and this week I'm going to be adding what will hopefully be a pretty awesome weapon system into the game. So it's the beginning of a brand new week, and today I've allowed for basic weapons in the game. So you can see our blue friend here modelling this lovely new spear, and if we have a look in this shop's auction, which I showed you last time, there just happens to be a short sword up for offer, which I will buy and equip. So you can see that weapons are working as they should. Tuesday, and today I've given all clothes different styles and materials. Any piece of clothing can now take one of 5 styles, and these styles will affect the look and the stats of the item. As you'll have seen, each bit of armour is now made from a certain material. For example, this top here is made from iron, and the material that the armour is made from determines how good it is and also the armour's tier. Weapons, on the other hand, are actually made from 2 separate materials, like this one here, made from iron and diamond. The first material determines the tier of the item, and the combination of the 2 materials determines how effective the weapon is. But although these swords are all very different in terms of tier and materials, they all currently look identical, and this is what I'll be changing tomorrow. So today I've made some progress towards getting the clothes items to render in the colour of the materials that they're made from. So although the icons of these helmets still look the same, if I go ahead and equip them, you can see that they're actually being rendered in the different materials, like this dark blue obsidian helmet or this somewhat too yellowy gold helmet. And the same works for the 2 materials in the sword, so when I equip this silver and emerald sword, you can see that it does indeed look like it's made from those materials. And these swords all use exactly the same texture and model, they're just being coloured differently in the shaders. It is Thursday, although technically it isn't anymore because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but I've finally got the shaders to behave, and they are now able to render clothes icons in the correct materials. And I can demonstrate that here with all these helmets, which as you can see are taking the colour of the material that they are made from. Also, if I open up this shop here, you can see a load of variations of the sword icon, all showing the 2 different materials of the sword. And these are all using exactly the same icon image, but all I've done is to use the alpha channel of the icon to indicate which part of the icon is which material, and then the shader colours it in during rendering. So from this one sword model and texture, I now have 100 possible variations. Today I've been working on weapon and armour stats. Each wearable item now has 3 stats, an attack bonus, a defense bonus, and a volatility value, which I'll explain in a future devlog. The stats of an item depend on the item's materials, and so every one of these swords has its own slightly different characteristics. And finally this week I've added a few more items into the game. We've now got these lovely tribal swords, these interesting looking staves, and what are meant to be gloves. And thanks to this week's update, even though I've only had to make a few models and icons, there are now literally hundreds of different items in the game. In fact, if we just look at the weapons, I already have 300 weapons in the game, and all of that just from 3 different models and textures. And that is it for this week. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about the weapon system, because I would absolutely love to know. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have an awesome week, and I will see you all next time.